Hello, everyone. I am Faith Gone Bold from A Touch of Faith. Thank you for watching the replay. Come on in. I am super excited to be back with you all today as we create a beautiful flower wreath that I think is giving us some spring energy today. So come on in. As you are coming in, make sure you say something so I know you're here, whether you're watching right now live or later on the replay. And as always, I look forward to seeing how far our broadcast is reaching. So if you don't mind, would you drop your city and state in the comments? And if this is your first time tuning in, comment the word new. And after the live is over, I will go back and invite you to become a part of our faith family. And if you haven't done so, make sure you're liking and following us on Facebook. You can tap the three dots right now. Go ahead and turn on your live notifications and make sure you're following the page. And of course, over on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you always know whenever we go live. So let's head over to the comments and see who's joining us today. I see my mom is here. Hey, Mom, how are you? Hey, Aunt Flo, how are you? You made it. Donzel is here. Oh, wow, Donzel, you're watching Tuesday's Live? Okay, I look forward to hearing what you think. He's going to finish that up later. So everything is looking good on my end. And I take it you all can hear me and see me clearly. And I'm just double checking a couple of settings. Yep, everything looks good to go. So how is everyone doing today? I hope you're having an amazing day so far. And I am so thankful to be back with you all. Last week, this time we had snow, didn't we? Isn't that amazing? Today we had lots of wind. I noticed the wind was just kicking up all day, it seems. And it seems like right now we have about 46 degrees. So I hope you all are having some good weather wherever you are. Drop your weather in the comments and let's do a quick check-in. And I was so blessed. Last night we celebrated my mom's birthday. We finally had our birthday dinner. We've been trying for about 2 weekends since the wintry weather had started. I think it was ice the first weekend and then snow last weekend. So we had a wonderful time with our family. And I think Mom thoroughly enjoyed herself. So thank you all so much for all of those birthday wishes. I'm going to go back on that post from yesterday to catch up on those. But I do want to personally thank you right now while we're live for each and every one of you who have wished her a happy birthday. My mom likes to celebrate for an entire month. So she'll be celebrating continuing on through February and probably along with me as I celebrate my birthday, which, by the way, y'all, is it in 2 weeks almost? Yeah, my birthday is in less than 2 weeks. Wow, I just realized that. So yeah, we'll have to see how we're going to celebrate. It's on a Wednesday this year, so we'll see. All right, hello to everyone watching. I have 18 viewers, so thank y'all so much for being here. Cold and windy in Sherrall, my aunt says. Yeah, I can imagine. So I had an order come in today, and it was for this beautiful flower wreath that's on my website. We're going to go ahead and create this one. This one's going to Raleigh, North Carolina. And I'm so thankful for all of the support we have all across the country. But I want to send a special shout out to this customer in Raleigh. And thank you for supporting me because I know you support my parents. So I appreciate you so much. If you're on Facebook as we're watching tonight, if you're interested in this flower, you can comment the word flower and I'll message you the details. And then, of course, if you're over on YouTube, that link is waiting for you in the comments and also in the description of the video. All right, are y'all ready to get started? Go ahead and put a purple heart if you're ready. Let's go ahead and get started making this gorgeous design. I did a lot of the prep early on just so we can save some time. But I love when we get to make a wreath together. Hey, Natalia, how are you? Happy you're here. Hey, Sister Julia, how are you? Hello and welcome to everyone tuning in right now. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to get started. I'll keep checking the comments. So let me show you the mesh we're going to use. We're going to have 3 colors for this design, y'all. We're going to use some white, and that's going to help us make a gorgeous center. But the main color is going to be this lavender. It's a beautiful purple. It's like a light purple right here. We have that. And then we're going to mix it with some lavender, and white. This one's like a check design. So we're going to use 3 different colors of mesh today, and we are going to build a beautiful wreath. So we're going to save the white for the end. Let's go ahead and start with a couple of pieces of our purple. And we're going to get our petals made. I love these particular petals. It's so amazing how you can take mesh and turn them into different things. And so we're going to turn these into some flower petals today. Okay. And I do have tutorials on YouTube and also in my private group, Faith's Creative Circle. That's my membership group where I teach all of this nice and slow. So for anyone who wants to learn how to make it after today, you can certainly check out those step-by-step detailed tutorials. But I'm just going to start by folding my mesh just so I can get the shape that I want. And it's almost like I'm going to create a triangle as I'm doing this with the fold. And then I'm going to do it again on the other side. And this is what we have now. Look at there. So this is going to be our main petal right here. And then I'm just going to use my zip tie to hold everything together until we're ready to add it to the wreath. So does anyone like purple? Go ahead and chime in. Where are my purple lovers? Then earlier, let's see, did I put my clips away? I was using my clip just to kind of help me flatten everything and hold it. But y'all, that's the first petal all set and done. What do y'all think? Y'all like that? So that's going to be our focal petal to get us started. And then let's go ahead and make, let's see, we'll come back. Let's do first row. I need one more of those. So let's do that again. And we'll make the next petals in just a minute. Hey, Miss Valerie. Valerie number 1 is here. How are you? So this wreath is available on the website. You can comment the word flower if you're on Facebook. And YouTube, the link is in the comments. So what have y'all been up to today? Hey, Mom, on YouTube. What have y'all been up to today? Is it Super Bowl weekend, y'all? I feel like it is. Who will be watching the Super Bowl this weekend? Anyone? All right, and there we go. Second petal all done. What do y'all think? So I'm just going to clip these together and we'll add those in just a minute. All right, so let's get our board. And we're using one of my flower boards. I've already loaded all of my zip ties in. Julia loves purple. I love that, Sister Julia. I want to go ahead and add a hanger now to the wreath board so that we have our hanger already done. Sometimes I'll wait and do that at the end, but let's go ahead and do it now while there's nothing on the board. Yeah, purple is beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so we're just adding a hanger. And this is how you'll hang the wreath on your door or your wall. And if you have a storm door, I have to tell you, this wreath is perfect for those of you who have doors that have a storm door, because guess what? This wreath is thin enough, it will actually fit. All right, so we have our hanger, and now we're going to get started adding our petals. I'm going to add those 2 at the end. We're going to go all the way around here. I'm going to, let me empty my bowl here. I had some ornaments and glitter balls in my bowl, but we're going to use that in just a second. I like my bowl for when I'm cutting my zip ties. So we will do all of those at the end. And this is our first flower wreath of the year, you all, for 2026. How about that? And I love the way this wreath builds up so nicely. It's going to make a really nice size wreath. As we're adding all of the petals in, you'll see the beautiful design that it's going to make after we are finished adding them in. So I'm just going all the way around here. So I get the rest of those. So y'all, I made some French toast today. It's my second time making it. I'll have to share the recipe with y'all, but it is so easy to make and so tasty. Had such good flavor. And you'll know since I had been fasting, you know, I haven't been eating until 2. So today I ate a little bit sooner. And when I tell you that French toast was so delicious, it was so good, I was shaking my head while I was eating. I was like, oh my gosh, it tastes so good. Yes, it was delicious. I'll have to tell y'all the recipe. You'll be surprised. It was so easy. All right, y'all, I got the first row added in. So now let me cut off the ends of my zip ties here, and then I'll hold it up so you all can see what the first round looks like. So we ate it with egg white muffins already made, and I sauteed some onions, mushrooms, and threw in some minced garlic. And then I had some turkey sausage. So it was really delicious. Like, delicious. All right, y'all, take a look. This is what it's starting to look like. This is the foundation row. What do y'all think? First row is done. All right, y'all, let me know in the comments what you think about that. So we're going to keep going. Hey, Sean, welcome. How are you? So happy you're here. All right, so let's keep going. First layer is done. So now let's build our second layer. Our second row, we're going to use this gorgeous check with the purple and the white this time. Thank you. So we're going to make that same petal. And it's just going to give a little bit of dimension to our wreath. And like I said, I do have tutorials on this. So if you want to see it step by step, nice and slow, you can check out the tutorials on YouTube. I also have lots of tutorials in my private membership group, Faith's Creative Circle. Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you. All right. So this is one of my favorite flower wreaths to make. I love all of them, but there's something about the look of this one. I just love it. I think it's the blend of the colors and how it just all comes together so nicely. And what's neat about this is I'm making it in purple, but if you want it in a different color, you can absolutely custom order this in pink. Pink would be beautiful. Look at there, y'all. Look at that gorgeous petal. Isn't that beautiful? And I love how it's checked. So it kind of has like a see-through look. So it's going to show the layer below it. And let's see, we mentioned yellow. Turquoise would be beautiful. Thinking about all the colors I have over here. We have orange. We have green. Lots of options for you to choose from. I've even had a customer who wanted a black and white wreath before. So you could order it in black and white. The ideas are endless. I mean, you can change up the colors. You don't even have to do white. You could have 2 colors like purple with pink or pink and green, whatever your heart desires. So if you need a custom flower wreath like this, you can let me know. Just comment the word custom and I'll be glad to create that custom design for you. And thank you to everyone who placed orders this week, y'all. I've been keeping up with everything that's come in on the website and on Etsy. So I think right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orders we'll be working on this week. So you may see some of that Tuesday, depending upon when things arrive, material-wise. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our board now that we have these two all set. And you don't have to do the clip. I just do that just to kind of hold that tip down some, but you don't have to do that step at all. All right, y'all ready to see the next round? So first row is all done. So now we're going to go in with the purple with the white check. And this is a beautiful design to create. And it's super easy to just hang on your door. I make it so easy, y'all. I have the hanger already attached. So literally, when you order it, all you have to do is open it up, take it out of the box, and hang it on your door wall. So I do all the hard work for you. And it's not hard, but I do all the work for you. Oh, y'all, look at this. Look at how this is building up so nicely on top. Oh, I can't wait to show it to you. Hopefully you can start to see it some from your view. All right, let's go ahead and pull out the rest of these. And they're going in so nicely. So what are y'all having for dinner today? Is anyone cooking today? Does anyone have leftover soup still? I think we have a little bit of soup left over. We took a break from it Thursday. Thanks, Donzel. So we haven't had our soup since, I think, Thursday. All right, now we're back to the original, the last two that we just made. So let's go ahead and add those in. And then I have leftovers from last night. We ate at Olive Garden for dinner for my mom's birthday. So I have leftovers from last night because I pretty much got full eating the salad. And y'all, that bread, those breadsticks, I feel like they changed the recipe since I've last been there. They were so buttery and garlicky last night. And I was like, oh my gosh, definitely not wanting to overdo it with that. But by the time the entree arrived, I was kind of full, so I only ate a little bit of it. All right, so we're cutting our zip ties off. Love my little bowl. All right, y'all ready to see it? All right, y'all, look at how adding that checked mesh for our second row. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Oh my goodness, I love it. So what do y'all think now that you can see the second layer added? We sure did, Mom. All right, so second layer is all done. So let me show you what we're going to use for our last layer. For that last and final layer, we're going to build 2 of these. Thank you, Sister Julia. All right, so we're going to make a smaller petal this time for the last layer. And this is going to just tie all of the petals in nicely. And I love making this little petal. It's a little smaller petal, but it is oh so powerful. It's going to really make the design what it is, I think. All right, I'll hold it up and show it to you in just a second. All right, this is what it's looking like so far. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? How you can just transform mesh like that. And then I'm going to put a little dab of glue here, even though I don't need it, but I just want to hold that center right there where it is. So there's one done. And then we don't need all of this excess on the end. So let's trim that off. Put that in our little bowl there. All right, and there it is. Look at there, y'all. Isn't that beautiful? Love, love, love it. All right, let's make one more. This is that lavender again. Oh, and guess what, y'all? The Pecan Festival that we attended last year, they just opened their application on February 1st, and it was all digital this year. And so because I had already applied, I got, oh, y'all making the wrong petal. Hold on, I got to do it over. I was making the first petal. Let me start over. I was so excited to tell y'all. Anyway, since I applied last year, I got an invitation, like an email, notifying me that the application was already open or would be opening up. So long story short, I applied on Thursday, and guess what? We have been approved. So we have our first vendor event of the year on the calendar. It's not until November, but I thought I would go ahead and share that with y'all. I'm so excited about that. So we will be returning to the South Carolina Pecan Festival. If you are local to our area and you missed us last year, or even if you didn't miss us and you saw us last year, you'll be able to come join us again this year. So yay, I know, right? Thank you for the congratulations. So that's super exciting. All right. So now that I'm making the right petal, thank you. I'm going to just tuck that in. Now let's tie it off. And that little glue just helps hold it exactly where I want it. I'm going to use my little scissors right there. All right, can y'all see it? There we go. All right, and then I'm going to just finish. Let me get this one. Make sure it's the same size here. Pull that a little bit. Okay. All right, cut this off. And cut the excess. We don't need all of that. Let's place that in our bowl. All right, are y'all ready to start adding everything to it? I feel like this one I need to tie it just a little tighter there. Okay, so we have all of those made. Let me tie this one just a little tighter. There. So now I'm going to add in our last and final layer. So who's excited to see our last and final layer? Let's trim that down just a little bit. Just like so. All right, so let's bring our flower back over. So now these we're going to add right here in the center. They're going to go in oh so nicely. You'll see what I mean when I said this is going to just change the dimension of our wreath by adding these little petals in right here. And let me make sure I can still see all of your gorgeous comments. There we go. Okay. Oh, thanks, Natalia. I might go back and add in a few more too. We'll see. Let me see if that one. Let me add a little bit of that glue right here. There we go. And you know what, y'all? Now that I'm looking back, I think I need to move these up. Hang on, I looked back at my picture just now. I do. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me get another board because I just realized something. I put these on the outside and we don't have any leaves. I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Let me close my blinds too. And let's see. Let me get another board. Grabbing another board there. Totally forgot about that. But guess what? You're going to see how easy it is to rewire it. Because I need to move everything up a layer. I was looking, I was like, wait a minute. We don't have leaves, Faith. All right, so let me do that again real fast. I'm so used to having the leaves on there. And I could just cut all of those off and use that same board, but I'm going to have to rewire it anyway. So let's just do it real fast. Is that okay with y'all? So you'll get to see how fast I can do this part. Now you could add some leaves to this one, but it's so beautiful by itself. It doesn't need any leaves at all. None at all. Okay, so I did the outer row just real fast. That took less than a minute. I have more of those zip ties coming this month. Looks like I've set them up to where they come on a subscription because I was about to reorder them today, but then I saw that they were already on their way for this month. So hopefully I can make it until the end of the month when they come. But I use these all the time in all my projects. Do y'all have something like that that you use all the time that you have to keep on hand? All right, second done. I'm just going to twirl it around real fast. Then when I cut them out, y'all, I'm going to make it like an avalanche of petals. Like, come on, petals. We're going to switch you over to this one. And then we'll use that board for another project. And that's the good thing. It's going to look like a brand new board when I take those petals off. All right, last layer, y'all. There we go. And guess what? We just get to hang out a little bit longer while I do this. Because we literally were almost finished with the wreath itself. And then we have the center we're going to make. We're going to build a center with our white. All right, last one is done. Look, I did that in less than 2 minutes. And that was with me talking to y'all. How about that? All right. So I will just get another pipe cleaner for the hanger. I'm not going to change the one that I've already done. That will just already be on that board. So we'll leave that there. Okay. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are the best. All right, you ready? So you already know what I'm doing this time because you've seen me do it before. I think my wire cutters are down here. Let me grab them. Here we go. So all I did is just move everything forward one row since we're not using the first row for our links. Hello there, Escobar. How are you? Welcome. Hope I said your name right. All right. So now we have our hanger all set. So the zip ties that I did not use, I'm going to leave those in. They'll get used when I actually use the board. Okay. So for these, I'm just going to cut just like this, y'all. And it's going to release those outside petals, just like so. And we're literally going to transfer them. Okay. So let's do it one petal at a time, one row at a time. That way y'all can still see what I'm doing here. Y'all like that? I'm just going to add them now to our new board. It's pretty cool, isn't it? That's why I always say when you're creating, there's no such thing as truly messing up. You can fix things. Just have to know how to fix it. And that's really with anything usually. Even when I taught technology courses, I would tell my teacher students that. So I would teach teachers how to use like the computer. This is before we had all the advanced like devices we have now. We used to teach computer basics. This was like back in 2002. And we were teaching things like this is a mouse. This is how you left click. This is how you right click. And I had to remind them there's no such thing as tearing it up. All right, y'all. So all I did is I moved it up a row. Okay. So first row is done. All right, let's do that second row. Next, we're going to do that same thing. Just release them. Told you it's going to be a quick little avalanche of petals. There we go. Okay. Look at how fast I did that, y'all. All right, so now let's go back and add our second row in, our gorgeous purple and white check. Okay. So if you haven't already shared where you're tuning in from, go ahead and drop that in the comments, y'all, because after the live is over, I like to go back and see how far our broadcast reached for tonight. So y'all let me know. Okay. And if you thought the first wreath was beautiful, wait till you see this one, y'all. All right, and the last one. All right, let's trim all of our ends down. And now, y'all, within 5 minutes, we're back basically where we left off. That was quick. All right, y'all ready to see it? Let's see. Let's see who's ready to see it. All right. Make sure they're all positioned the way I want. So I did that kind of fast. All right, Mom says yes. Look there. Oh my goodness. It probably looks the same to you, but I knew the difference. All right, now let's finish what we were starting. So let me trim these. Make sure I do the right ones because I don't want to cut the ones that we didn't use. There we go. And then we'll save this board for a later project. Thank you, Miss Valerie. It's about to get even prettier. Can't wait. You're ready? All right, Donzel, here we go. So let's go ahead and add in our last layer. Oh, yeah, this is it now. I can tell. And it's amazing how I hold all of these directions in my head, y'all, like that. You know, and it just comes right back to me. Thank you so much. It is pretty, isn't it? And so this one, if you want to order one like this, because this one's going to Raleigh, but you can certainly on YouTube, there is a link in your comments. You can click that link. And if you're on Facebook, you can comment the word flower. And like I was saying earlier, it doesn't have to be purple. You can change out the colors, make it your own. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to add the rest that we had already made. Oh, I pulled that one kind of hard. It's in there good though. Okay, we have 2 more, I think, to add. And then I'll show you all again what it's looking like. And now here's the last one. It's getting kind of tight, but I'm adding it right in there. All right. So let's trim all of those down. And last two. All right, y'all ready to see it now? All right, and you're going to see why I said that the third row, that smaller petal, is going to really add dimension to it. All right, y'all, take a look. Look at it now. Oh my goodness. Isn't that amazing? Oh, wow. Y'all, look at that. Okay, so all we have left to do, I'm going to dump my trash. All we have left to do now is to make our center. So what we're going to do for the center, I've already prepped two of these, but I'm going to turn these into little tubes here almost. Let me turn this down while I see it. Okay, I'm going to move the flower. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and finish prepping these last two pieces. And we're literally going to make our own center. Thank y'all so much. So it's amazing what you can do with your mesh. Just a little bit of hot glue is going to help us out for this last step. And then let's use our clip again. There it is, y'all, just that quick. Oh, thank you all. Lots of love it's. Thank you. All right, here's the last one. And if you're not following us or subscribe to us on YouTube, go ahead and do that. Usually on Saturdays, we make wreaths and things. We have more time because I'm usually working in the weekdays. For the weekend is where I like to do my wreath tutorials. So I would love to have you follow and subscribe. And we check our stats on Tuesdays because we're working towards having 2,000 followers. And now our goal is, what are we working on? Is it 1,200, I think? So yes. All right, so there we go. So now what are we going to do? Let's start. Let's start with this piece. And all I'm going to do is just roll it. I'm going to use my glue. And I'm going to start rolling it on itself, just like so. And after I get it going, usually I like to rotate it in the other direction. Right now, we're just going to start with rolling. And we're going to make our own flower center. I like to take my time so I keep everything nice and straight. And it starts small, but you're going to see how it builds up so nicely. Isn't that amazing? At the start of the live, y'all, you saw how we basically just started with raw materials. And look at what I'm turning all of those raw materials into. Isn't that cool? So amazing. First one is done. I do have my glue turned on low, so it's not burning me at all. Use my bowl for the little glue that may be on my finger there. All right, and now we're just going to add another one. Just like so. So this is when I notice that I tend to switch gears and I hold it in the other direction. So it's kind of interesting how I decide to do it. Yes, I have tutorials for this. One is in the private group. We go nice and slow on this one. I've actually taught several centers, like how to make centers for wreaths. There's so many ways. It just depends on what you're creating. Been enjoying the extra daylight, y'all. We've been getting about 50 extra minutes, which of course I guess will be leading us up to daylight savings, which I think it's coming earlier this year. So that'll be nice. Yes, I did. I made all of those wreaths that you see behind me. These two wreaths I made, let me see if I can zoom in so you can see. I made those in the private group recently. And then let me close my heat sinks over here so you can see these. We did the Let It Snow, on our live. That one, we made that one on a live, so it's on YouTube. And this is also in my private group. So yeah, we made that a few years ago for Valentine's Day. So all of those wreaths are listed on the website if you're interested in any of those. I think the link to the site, you should see it right up here. I don't know if YouTube, the vertical video is showing it. I can't tell right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have it. atofaith.com is the link if you need to check out any of those. But like I said, I do also teach those designs. And y'all, that was never anything I thought I would do. I only thought when I started A Touch of Faith that I would sell what I make, but I had a few people who were interested in learning how to create. And so back in 2021, I did my very first wreath class. And that just kind of took off from there and became, Faith's Creative Circle was born. So we've been, let's see, I've had my teaching business for 5 years now. And I not only have Faith's Creative Circle, but I also have Faith's Business Group. So if you need business coaching where you want to learn how to sell what you make and learn how to set up your online platforms like a website, Etsy, Facebook, all the things that you see me do here on my page, I teach that also. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, Facebook people, comment the word learn and I'll send you the information. If you're on YouTube, you can comment the word learn too, and I'll give you that link. It's learnfromfaith.com, but I can put it in your comments in just a minute. All right, y'all, we're almost done. We'll see if this is going to be enough because I like to do a check. And I'll show you what it looks like before I add the last and final layer of this. But it's building up quite nicely. So look at that center. This is what we have so far. Let me hold it down some so y'all can see. Isn't that amazing? All right, so let's add one more and then we'll see if this size, I think this will do it for us. We have an excellent time when we get together. Our Creative Circle meets on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, usually for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then you have access to all of the old tutorials, the prior tutorials you have access to. We are accepting members. So if you join today, you not only get all the future tutorials, but you get all of our past tutorials as well. And then our business group, we meet on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern for 1 hour. And just like the Creative Circle, you have access to all of the past tutorials. So yeah, if anyone's interested, I'd love to have you. And all the information regarding the memberships and joining can be found at those links. Some members join just the creative circle or just the business group, but have some members who are in both. So if you want to join both, you can get a special discount pricing if you need both. All right, y'all, I have made it back to the beginning already. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me let that set up for just a few more seconds. Not too many glue threads today. All right, so there is our center. Look at that. Let me hold it down. Isn't that beautiful? All right, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of dimension here. Just a little bit more depth. I'm going to trim these little pieces right here because we don't need those. Just like that. Okay. All right, and then now that we're finished, I'm going to trim this little tail off. And then let me check it. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect on our wreath. Okay. Glue this last little piece down right here. What do y'all think about the center? Y'all like it? So let me use my little wreath needle here, because I have learned that that glue kind of makes it a little thick. So I'm going to need a little bit of help. Let's get pink, y'all. That's the one I always go for, even though I have different colors. So we're going to use my needle here. Let's add a hanger to it. And see if I can just add it right here. Go through that layer ever so carefully. You could use wire. You can use whatever you want for this. Because I'm kind of going deep, this taking just a moment to get through that layer. There we go. I think I've always used my old needle. I don't think I've used the new needle yet. So this might be a first on this new needle. All right, one side in. Let's do the other side. And then we'll get it added to the wreath. So I'm going to insert the needle first this time, since it's already through on one side. There we go. Just working it carefully. Okay. There it is. All right, then I can position it back the way I had it. Y'all ready to see what it's going to look like together? So remember, this was our wreath. We're ready to add the center. All right, so we're going to add our center that we just made. Thanks, Mom. All right, let's see. I'm going to go down right there. Okay, I'm going to turn it over so I can carefully secure it nice and tight. It's going to be flat on the back. Just giving it a couple of twists. Just like so. All right, let me check it out, and then I'll hold it up and show it to you all. Make sure it's positioned where I want it. All right, are y'all ready? All right, look at what we made, y'all. Oh my goodness, look at there. We did it. So this is our beautiful purple and white flower wreath that's perfect on your door for springtime, for every day, for my purple lovers, for anyone who just loves flowers. This is our finished wreath. And you saw the before. Let me show you. This was the before. And look at the after. And like I was telling you, it is thin enough to where if you have a storm door on your main door, you can hang this on the main door and it will still fit. So many times, the larger wreaths, I've seen customers try to smush them in between the main door and the storm door. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that with these because these are too big for that. Okay. These wreaths are made to hang on a door either without a storm door, or you can hang it on the storm door. But this one, this would absolutely work. You can hang it on a storm door because it's thin enough. And let's measure it for you just so you have an idea. It is about 20 inches. So it won't take up a huge amount of space, just 20 inches. My normal standard wreath like these, this one would be 24 inches. That's about the standard size. So you can see this one's slightly smaller than that, but I absolutely love it. Thanks, Donzel. He says, looks great. 10 out of 10. All right, y'all. So there is our beautiful wreath. One more time. If you're interested in one of these, comment the word flower if you are on Facebook and YouTube. You have the link in the comments where you can click and not only shop this particular flower, but you can see all of the other flower wreaths we have. All right, that is it. What questions do y'all have before we head out for today? This was so fun. Thank y'all for tuning in and thank you for joining me. I had so much fun. We're going to be creating some additional things this week. I know we have a St. Patrick's Day bow that I'll be making. We have several shirts that have come in for orders, and I'll have to see what else. So yeah, we have about 5 orders, y'all. So thank you again to each and every one of you who has supported A Touch of Faith this week. For that, I am truly honored, and I am blessed that you choose to either shop with us, hang out online while we're live, commenting, sharing, liking my posts, and all of the things that you're doing. Thank you for that, because you are helping me build A Touch of Faith and make it what God has intended for it to be. Oh, thank you, Escobar. Thank you. And if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you do that. We will go live again on Tuesday at 5:30 Eastern Time. And if this was your first time, or if you're a repeat watcher, come back and hang out with us Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you all there, okay? All right, what else before we head out for today? I don't want to miss anything. So let me make sure before we head out. Let's see if there's anything else. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Aunt Flo. And if you need a birthday shirt, guess what? We're making February birthday shirts right now. So make sure you grab your shirt. You can comment the word shirt on Facebook, YouTube. You can grab that link, okay? All right. Let's see. Anything else before we head out, y'all? All right. And we have shirts for men now, thanks to Donzel. So thank you, Donzel, for that. So you can head over to the website, check out all the shirts that we have. Oh, thank you for subscribing. We're going to check our stats again on Tuesday then, okay? All right, y'all, be blessed. Have a wonderful, blessed night. Know that I love you so much. And don't forget to go out and find something good, because when you do, you know you have found God. And remember, God's got me. God's got you, and we've got this. I'm Faith Godbold from A Touch of Faith. Have a wonderful, blessed night, and I'll see you all Tuesday, 5:30 Eastern. Bye, everyone.